So at this point, it's been a couple days since Donald Trump took the stage in Virginia to pay honor to the victims in Virginia Beach from last week. But when he took the stage, it was a different Donald Trump we saw up there. It wasn't the full, pumped up, poofy hair guy. His hair was all slicked back, looking like Don Jr. or Eric, still wearing his golf cleats and golf clothes because obviously he couldn't be bothered to change before this solemn event. But his hair is what immediately sparked ridicule online. So much so, in fact, that the Daily Beast actually went out in New York and talked to some hairstylists to ask them what the hell was going on with the top of Trump's head that day. Now, before I get into that, let me be completely clear. I typically don't want to sit here and talk about somebody else's hair or their style or their clothes or whatever it is. But given what this event was for, I do think it's worth talking about. And yes, I understand the irony completely of me looking like this, sitting here criticizing someone else's hair. But you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. So anyway, the Daily Beast goes out, they talk to hairstylists in New York, and it's really great. One of them says, it can't be an accident. You know, because one of the things that people had said, oh no, he obviously just had hat hair. He'd been out playing golf all morning, he had his hat on as he always does, and that's just hat hair. But the hairstylist pointed out, okay, it could be hat hair, but in order for it to be hat hair, he would have had to have slicked his hair back first and then put the hat on over it like that. Based on what we've seen from Donald Trump and other photographs with his hat, that is not in fact what he does. The same hairstylist went on to point out, like, even if it was hat hair, even if he did slick it back, put the hat on, there was a shine to it that is indicative of large amounts of product. So this was not an accident. This was intentional. Donald Trump intentionally made the decision to go out there on that stage to honor those victims looking like that, still wearing his golf cleats. Roger Stone seemed to love it though. Roger Stone actually said on Instagram, I've known that real Donald Trump for 40 years. I don't think he's ever looked better. But here's the thing, folks. This event was not about what Donald Trump was wearing or what his hair looked like. It was to honor the victims of the latest mass shooting here in the United States. And that's why Donald Trump's choice of attire was absolutely despicable. The man walked out on stage with pants that were about 5 sizes too big for him, that he wears when he plays golf, still wearing his golf shirt, and again, still wearing his golf cleats. The man couldn't even be bothered to change his shoes before he walked out there to honor those victims. So don't try to tell me that Donald Trump actually cared, that Donald Trump made an effort, because he didn't. He went out there looking like a damn fool, thinking about his trip to the UK that was coming up in a few hours. Probably didn't even realize why he was at that event and no longer on a golf course. But that's the kind of moron that we're dealing with in the Oval Office. So yeah, mock him for his hair. Because if anybody on this planet deserves to be mocked for the way they looked, it's the guy that continuously on Twitter mocks other human beings for the way that they look. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.